Baseball, softball, and Easter egg hunts are going to continue at Alpenrose after the potential sale and lawsuit were dismissed today. KGW's Joe Ranieri joins us in the newsroom with more on this. Joe, Alpenrose has been a family business for years, and it looks now like that won't be changing anytime soon. That's right, Laurel. Earlier this month, a lawsuit was filed against two aunts who are managers of the family trust and were trying to sell it to a developer. According to that lawsuit, those aunts made a deal to liquidate the business for $35 million and sell all of that land to a developer. Three younger family members filed this suit, asking a judge to help save the long-run family business. Today, those three family members, Tracy Cadnaugh McKinnon, Carl Cadnaugh III, and Carrie Cadnaugh, released this statement saying, "We filed a lawsuit to prevent a sale that would have ended a Alpenrose Dairy as we and the community know and love. The outpouring of support from the Alpenrose community was overwhelming. We are pleased to report that our collective efforts have resulted in the termination of the pending sale." Now, aunts Barbara Deeming and Anita Cardinal-Husby had this to say about the dismissal of the lawsuit. "We understand the news about the Alpenrose Dairy and property has concerned many in our community, including us. This lawsuit, which was brought by three minority owners and members of her own family, has been harmful to the family and misleading to the community." They went on to say the property is not presently for sale and there are no current plans to change public access to the property. Back to you.
All right, Joe, appreciate it. Private business, but the public has spoken, and I guess they're responding.